Good morning, leaders. I hope you are doing well. Can't wait for tomorrow. Game day, getting close. I wanted to shoot this video to you about the message tomorrow night. We are still in our Heritage series, or our looking back, pressing forward series. It's very wordy. It's a very wordy title. Hard for me to remember. So still kind of in this faith heritage series, and so this week we're talking about Rahab, and the big thing that I'm kind of talking about with Rahab is that she was an underdog in faith. And what underdogs do is they overcome obstacles. And so she overcame a couple obstacles. The first one that she overcame was she overcame the obstacle of fear. So there's a lot of fear. If you remember Rahab's story, you remember that she's a prostitute, and she knows that the Israelites are coming. Joshua and his army are coming, and they've destroyed everything so far. The Bible says that our hearts melted inside of us because of you, and when we heard of what you were doing, and we know that your God is the God that reigns in heaven. And so she's terrified, she's scared, but she also, in order to save her family, I'm sure has to live in some fear of the people in her own country finding out that she's betraying them, basically. Like, she's going to hide these spies. She brings them into her house. She hides them, tells the king when he comes to her house and says, hey, didn't some dudes come here? She says, yes, I didn't know that they were from Israel, but they left as soon as the gate was closed late at night. If you pursue them, you'll find them. So she's lying, and she's kind of building all these things up. So there's fear of, hey, man, maybe these Israelites will kill me. Hey, maybe my own people will kill me if they find out. And so there's a lot of fear that she's living with, and she has to overcome that fear in order to have faith and trust that God is who he says he is, and he's going to deliver her if she's obedient to him and trusts him and follows him. The second thing she overcomes past. So like I said, she's a prostitute, and I can't imagine that Rahab doesn't have a little bit of a thought in her mind that says, well, why would God save you? Why would God care about you? Who are you to be saved by the Almighty God? And so there's this fear of, does it really matter to God? He's so big and I'm so little, and it just doesn't matter. And so she overcomes these two things, and I believe that both of those things are very prevalent in our students' life, that there's fear that just holds them back from living a life full of faith. And then there's some fear of past and what they've done, what they were before, and that, will God even love me? Maybe it's because of what I've done or what's been done to me. Is God going to love me? Is God going to save me? And so really, I'm gonna kind of close it out with talking about the fact that God has more for them if they want it. Like, there's more in faith, there's more in life. If they want it, they just have to step out of the boat. And I'm going to talk about Peter. Jesus comes to the disciples late at night after they're all already on the water, and he starts to walk towards them. You remember they get scared, and Peter calls out, says, Lord, if that's you, command me to come to you. And he just says, come. He just says, come. And there's several other disciples still sitting in the boat that were too afraid or too uncommitted to step out of the boat and step onto the water and walk to Jesus. And even Peter himself, as he's walking on water, which is crazy, sees a wave and gets scared. So there's more for God for us if we'll step out of the boat. We'll come to him like he's calling us to. And I'm really going to call some things out. I just think, we have a lot of students that say, man, I'm committed. I'm here. I'm your core student. But how many of them have brought a student to church? How many of them have conversations at school? I think we celebrate knowledge too much, to where they understand the Bible, they understand concepts, they understand God has saved them, and they believe in that, they buy into that, but we dismiss the lack of action. And our faith is a faith of action. And so we're going to call that out, and hopefully call that out this year. And I'd encourage you guys to think of those students that maybe once were very connected and now aren't. And maybe that's a conversation that you have that night. And I'd encourage you to continue to challenge. And I'll send them out with hey, listen, if you want more, there's more for you, but you have to step into action, and so we'll have some action steps. But anyway, love you guys. Sorry the video's so long. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.